over there. You're plugged in.
Yep.
Hi, everyone. I know Mary and Fred are here, and I see on Lou's laptop that it says 4 waiting, really 3 because we're 1. Oh no, it's okay. Let me flip it the other way. I guess because it says. Okay, tell me how it looks when I flip it this way. Actually, hold on. We have to do this, right? Does it look right?
It has a lag, so you have to wait. Let's see. It's skinny, but up and down.
It's skinny, but up and down. Yeah, no. How about now?
Hold on, that's a lag. Nope.
All right, then I guess we will be like this.
Okay.
Let me back it up a little. Wait, the mic. Okay. All right. Oh, stuff got stuck there.
There's a little bit of a lag. There you are. All right.
Well, hi, Louis. I'm glad you made it too. We're actually surrounded by mushrooms right now here in the amphitheater section of the Orlando RV Resort.
Yep. Mm-hmm. We're outside because where we are, well, we don't have any data.
Yeah.
No range.
Yeah.
So it was a great place to be in. It was fun, and wildlife was.
It's been great. It's been we've seen more wildlife than we expected. Last time we were here at the Orlando RV Resort, we were right across, basically in the newly constructed area.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And our AT&T and our T-Mobile was spot on. And this time we decided, well, let's go more into the woodsy section
Right.
so that it can be more private, more serene. We might see more wildlife, which we have. But like Lou said, the T-Mobile data sucks in that area.
It's basically non-existent.
Yeah.
Like, if you find an area, you sort of have to stand there like a statue.
And then the AT&T hotspot is iffy, so we decided to go location scouting a couple of days ago, and we went live for like a couple of seconds in different areas.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like it was going really well, and I think it's going well, although I did notice that there is somewhat of a lag. So I guess we're probably 5 seconds ahead of you guys or so.
Yeah.
He's like,
or
I
behind.
Like or behind, yeah, exactly. But it's a cool spot. I really like it here with this big tree over us. It's nice and shaded, even though South Florida, well, no one, Central Florida.
Central Florida.
Central Florida is still really hot.
Yeah. And their cicadas are like taking over the world.
Right,
it gets
super
so
loud.
Yes. Like, I know it's every 17 years, and I can appreciate that. Like, if I had to stay quiet for 17 years, you know, when I come out, I'd be like, here I am, you know.
Right.
But, wow, yeah, they're intense.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's talk about the wildlife. So, things that you normally see when you come to this RV resort, you'll see a lot of tortoises and the
cranes.
The cranes, sandhill cranes.
Sandhill cranes, I think?
Sandhill cranes. They literally roam throughout the park, and that is really cute. But this time around, since we're in the woodsy section, now we've had squirrels come and visit us, which is the norm. Mm-hmm. And then birds. We've had 2 different birds come and feed in our patio. Mm-hmm. One is the cardinals.
Right, northern cardinal.
And then today we saw
a wren. A North Carolina wren.
I thought it was a finch because it's so tiny.
It's similar.
But Lou's like, no, it's a wren. And she pulled up the app and she'd be like, oh yeah, that's the exact same bird. So that's nice having those 2 birds.
Yeah, so what happened when we first got to the campsite is that we usually have a really large, not really large, like a residential size indoor garbage can that we put outside.
Right.
And we have the little tiny garbage can inside the RV, and we fill that up, and then we take that entire bag, and that's our garbage. We usually leave it outside. We've never had any problems with it. We left it outside, and And she came out in the morning, and it was like a disaster. Like the garbage can had exploded.
Yes, all the little bags torn open, some bags missing, and I'm like, what? What critter is coming and knocking this over?
Yeah.
Didn't question it too much. I went ahead and picked it up. And then later on in the afternoon, when I took Lexi outside to pee again, the garbage was knocked over again. And by the time the evening came, it had been knocked over 3 or 4 times in that single day. And Lou's like, you know what? We need to tie this. Because there's either some really big critter or...
I was like, what's going on here? Like, is somebody playing a joke on us? Somebody like walking by and like pushing the garbage open, you know? Because if it's an animal, it has to be a huge animal, because it's, you know, it's a sizable garbage can, you know, to be completely tipped over, open, and then everything out. And I was like, I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm sorry. I have no idea what's going on here. So I was like, I'm going to take off a bunch of bungee cords and I'm going to tie this, you know, and that worked. It stopped happening.
It did. It did. But then I don't remember how it started. I think you spotted what it was, and you're like, because the second encounter was with me, but you had the first encounter.
Right. So I was looking out the window, and we're actually in a pull-through site.
Right.
And it has, since it's like a corner pull-through site, so it has 2 openings. So the front window of an RV, you can see out to one section, and there's a road there. And I saw a raccoon just walking across, and I called Angie, and I was like, look, there's a raccoon there. And so, of course, we concluded, I think we know.
Right. Oh, okay, yeah. So then I was laying in bed watching TV, and I can see the reflection, because you know when the light hits the window, you can kind of see reflection. And I saw the reflection of like something moving, and I thought it was Lexi. So I looked down at Lexi on the bed. She's not moving. Like, oh, maybe it's a squirrel coming to feed. So I like leaned forward to look out the window to see if the squirrel's out there eating her peanuts and her bird feed. And the squirrel wasn't there. But from the corner of my eye, I saw movement. And when I turned and looked, the raccoon is pushing the garbage and climbing into it. I'm like, Lulu, you need to come.
She was like standing. She was standing. She was taller than the garbage can.
Yes, super huge.
So like her hands were like at the edge of the top, and her shoulders and head were above the garbage can. So standing up, that thing was probably a good 3.5 feet.
Right.
And like chunky all the way around.
Really fat raccoon.
Yeah.
So Lou comes and she's checking her out. We see the raccoon grab something and leave. So I'm like, I need to get video of this.
Hi, Melody.
Is it Melody or Melanie? Oh, it's Melody. Okay. Melody. So I told her, you know what? Let's put something out there, so like that when it comes back, we can get a recording of the raccoon taking something out of the garbage. There's a bug crawling on the phone. Hopefully it doesn't crawl on the lens. We had some bananas that we had bought at Aldi's literally like 2 weeks prior. They have been taking forever to ripen.
2 weeks, more like 4 weeks.
They have been taking forever to ripen. And then one of them started getting a little mashed up, so I grabbed that one and I put it in the garbage. And I propped the camera by the window all excited, and sure enough, the raccoon comes. I get it all in recording, so I'm going to be posting that on IG and probably do a shorts here on YouTube as well. She comes, she like is pawing at the garbage, opens it, crawls on top of the garbage, gets the banana, and goes under the trailer. So this was like, I want to hand feed it. Crazy. I'm like, no. What if the raccoon like goes to like grab it from you and ends up scratching you or whatnot? Fearless, this one.
That's not true. I'm not fearless at all. It's just that I've fed raccoons before, and they're not usually like aggressive animals.
Yeah, no.
And I was gonna give her enough space that, you know, I wasn't like walking towards her. I would let her walk towards me.
Right.
So yeah, I went outside with a banana, which I ended up offending her. I went outside with a banana and I like handed her the banana. She walked over. She very gently she grabbed it and she went under the trailer and started. She only ate half of it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what she wanted.
And that's when we realized that a lot of the garbage that she was taking, she was just leaving underneath the trailer. So we had tons of garbage.
Yep.
Wrappers from ground sausage, Lexi poopy bags, like all kinds of stuff just under the trailer. So we had to pick that up. not to attract more critters, obviously.
Yeah, we had a bunch of wrappers under there, like the bacon wrapper. She was looking for protein.
She was looking for protein and sweets because she devoured. We had just bought a pack of raisins. And Lou made the mistake of opening, because they're little cartons, opening it and then just putting it back inside the pantry, not putting in a Ziploc bag or a Tupperware. And our site, one of the wildlife that we're not enjoying is it has a lot of red ants. A lot of red ants, and they're getting inside the trailer too. So obviously that open pack of raisins got filled with ants. So I threw it into the garbage, and the raccoon was going to town. All the little boxes, all the individually sized raisins were open underneath the RV, completely empty. What's that running?
It's a remote car.
Oh, squirrel. So yeah, that was that wildlife encounter. And something we've been talking about, because if you guys have been watching like our previous videos at Vero Beach and at Peace River, we obviously like feeding the squirrels and the birds. And Lou watches a lot of live cams that have to do with animals. So she came up with this idea of we should turn on the cam and leave it on and do basically a live cam all day to capture all the activity. Basically the concept of from my window at the campground.
Like once a week, not like every day, but like once a week, run it and see, so you guys can see what we see. And we put a lot of stuff out there. We put corn, we put bird feed, we put peanuts. What else?
Right now that's it. Basically the bird feed has a combination of different things. So then with that idea or that concept in mind, I told her, well, let's do a trial run. Let me go ahead and put the camera here, and I'll start recording different clips and post that on YouTube. So that'll be coming up soon.
And see if you guys like
of all the different wildlife that comes and visits our, patio area.
Nothing like Peace River. The squirrels at Peace River, they're gangsters. They will come up to you, like literally come up to you, look up at you, and like, what's up?
Paw you so that you can feed them.
Where's my food?
Eat from your hand.
Eat from your hand.
Not here. Here they're very skittish.
Yeah, they are. They're very skittish here. As a matter of fact, it's taken like 3 weeks basically for the cardinal to figure out there's food there for him to eat. And he's brought his girlfriend with him too. And they're very skittish, very, very skittish. So not the same as Peace River.
So the day that we were recording, at one point I decided, I'm just going to go outside and lay in the hammock and relax. And while I'm laying in the hammock, I see movement going under the truck, and it's a raccoon again. Not the same one, because this one was much smaller. So she's walking towards our camp spot and walks under the truck, and I start throwing kisses. That's my mating call, or my wildlife call. I throw kisses to the squirrels, the birds, and it catches her attention. So the raccoon literally stopped, turned around, started walking towards me, but stayed under the truck just staring at me. And in baby voice telling her, wait, I'm gonna bring you some food. I went inside and I opened up a can of sardines, because we researched what do raccoons like to eat, and they basically like hanging around water areas and getting fish and stuff like that. Open up a can of sardines, put it on a plate.
I mean, Google said basically they'll eat anything, which I kind of knew that they would eat anything, but when I was reading it, it said that they favor like seafood and protein. So since Angie had sardines, she was like,
I'm giving them sardines.
I'll miss a meal to feed the raccoon.
I put it on the plate and I went outside, and this time I was the one that decided I was going to feed it, so I was holding the plate out. And no, actually I put it on the ground in front of me, and the raccoon ate it from the ground, but once it was done, it wanted more. So it started approaching me. I'm like, no, buddy, you need to back up. You're not getting close to me. So what do we got?
Adele campers say that Peyton's dog loved playing with the squirrels at
Peace River.
Yeah, I'm sure the squirrels didn't like that.
Play with them or eat them, because a lot of the dogs want to chase them and eat them. Lexi does not like the squirrels. She wants to chase them. She doesn't like me giving them attention.
Any animal,
she
any
starts
person,
screaming and howling and just having a fit. She hates when I give the squirrels attention.
Yeah, she can't stand it.
Yeah.
Anything, like a bird, anything. She goes crazy. She starts scratching at the window, screaming. Like she literally screams. If somebody was walking by, they would think that we were hurting her, because the screams sound like she's like in physical pain.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah. So we saw rabbits hopping around, and I saw possum once crossing the street. Oh, and frogs.
Everywhere.
When we walk at night, there's frogs on the street. I'm constantly shining the light on them so Lulu doesn't step on them.
Yeah, they're not very big. They're probably, like the small type of frogs.
Right.
Not tiny ones, not like tree frogs, but like a little bigger.
Yeah.
But yeah. Between the croaking of the frogs and the
Sarcadias,
the choir of the sarcadias, it's very woodsy in the back.
It's very woodsy in the back. I'm not stressing the Wi-Fi that much. Not that I would go back there again, because I do like having my data. Like if Lou's working, SEOing the videos or whatever, I can't stream movies. I can't play my games on the phone.
It's hilarious. She says, Lexi reminds me of a friend, he does that too.
Gets upset when
Probably,
she feeds squirrels.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's funny.
we had lots of wildlife at the Oats place. Now the only birds I see around here are snowy.
No, guys, nobody wants to see those birds. Nobody.
And it's about that time of year they're going to start heading this way too.
Yeah. We were residents of a park for a very long time. For like 2 years.
Yeah, almost 3. We were stationary for 3 years.
And I think it was 2.
Okay.
And it's stark. And then all of a sudden, come like
End of
October, it's jam-packed, and there are all French Canadians.
Right.
Which I have discovered full on that they are not very friendly people.
They're not that friendly.
Yeah. So it was difficult having so many of them in the park, and they wouldn't say hello, and they wouldn't communicate, and they kind of had the attitude like, we're here, this is our park now. Yeah. Which it was, right? So,
they overran us. There was more of them than there were of us.
Yeah, there's strength in numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Orlando RV Resort, if you guys haven't been, I know Mary and Fred has a lake on it, and you can rent boats, and you can go out in the water and kayak or canoe. The first time we came to this park, we didn't do it because we were a little nerve-wracked with the inflatable kayak and alligators, which you did see. There were alligators swimming around the dock, and we saw them afar on the grass just lounging around.
They were stunning.
And this time we're like, well, maybe we can rent one of their kayaks if we use a hard shell one instead of the inflatable one.
Right, they have hard kayaks here, hard-sided kayaks, and they also have metal boats. So you have a choice, By the way, hi, Inspirational Nomad. Thanks for joining us.
Thing you.
Glad that you enjoyed the review of the campsites.
Awesome. So they're not renting them right now.
No.
I don't know if it's like a season thing. They were last time we were here, but they're not now. They said that they're not renting them.
Yeah, the gentleman that was attending the store was okay. So when I asked him,
What's that mean?
so how do I rent one of the boats? He was like, no, we're not renting them. I was like, oh, okay. And I figured with that kind of answer, I wouldn't ask for details. So I'm not really sure why they're not renting them. There are alligators out there.
Yeah.
We've spotted them.
Yeah.
The little eyes glow at night when you shine the light. So maybe that's one of the reasons why. Maybe there's like a lot of alligators right now.
And they're trying to be safe, probably. They don't want to risk any of the residents here getting injured. That's a possibility.
So Inspirational Nomad wants to know what her favorite spot in Florida is.
Oh my goodness. That's a great question. So, oh my God. I'm like torn between St. Petersburg. I absolutely love St. Pete and Key West. Although Key West now isn't what it used to be, we still enjoy the vibe.
Yeah, it's more commercialized than it used to be.
Those are 2 cities we absolutely love.
Yeah.
St. Pete has this pier that goes obviously out into the water, but there's an aquarium inside the pier.
At the end of the pier, yeah.
And there's restaurants on it, and I know there's other piers like that too. The last city that we stayed at, was it Vero or Rockledge? It was Rockledge because we went to Cocoa Beach.
Cocoa Beach, yeah.
Cocoa Beach had a pier also, and it had tons of restaurants and stores and bars on it. But St. Pete, I don't know. There's just like this really quaint vibe still to that city, but yet still very fun and kind of artsy. With the Dali Museum is there.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite artists.
Yeah,
it's a change. It changes. The exhibit changes, so you can come back in a few months and see something different, which is really awesome.
right. There's still a lot of mom and pop shops and restaurants. There was actually one called Angie's Cafe that I have a picture in front of because Angie.
Melanie wants to know. Says that their favorite is Sunshine Key and Fiesta Key.
Of course, Thousand Trails. We still haven't been to those two. That is part of our East Coast trip during this season 5 of our vlogging. So who knows? Maybe that'll be coming up soon.
An inspirational nomad would like to know if we become millionaires. That's
throw that vibe out there.
Would we buy a home base or stay on the road?
No, I don't think we would buy a home base. If anything, we might get a little plot of land and then put like a little shed or an RV home. I know that's something we've discussed, but we might just get a different rig, upgrade our our elite to an adventure, and travel more. Just travel more.
Yeah, I think we would probably get like a Class B. Like, I love the Class Bs.
Yeah.
The Heimer, I love. I know that it's discontinued pretty much, but I don't really care.
We still love them.
The Travado, I think it's the GL. I really like that rig too. And then I would probably get like a smart car to pull behind it.
Yeah, we want something tiny.
Like, that would be like an awesome setup for me.
We've done the home base, been there, done that. We had a townhouse, and now we just want to explore and live on the road and see the United States and eventually overseas. So if we were to become millionaires, that could be part of the travels. So,
thank you. Thank you for the answer.
Yeah.
I wish you both well.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Likewise.
So I see Louis wrote something. What did he write?
Do you like? We did. But a lark model at home base and travel. Okay.
A park model probably is what he meant to say. Probably a park
Not
model
a
as home
model.
base. Yeah, park. There he goes. Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think maybe like, just because I'm like not great with people.
What do you guys, Marian Front thing? Is she good with people? Oh, there they go.
There's our band. They showed up. I think I would probably buy like a very small parcel of land in Miami, very small, like a half an acre, quarter of an acre. Something very small.
Yeah.
And probably have like an RV pedestal all set up, maybe for 2 RVs for us and like somebody that would want to come and visit or stay.
Right.
Nothing any bigger than that, because then you've got like the worries of maintenance while you're away. Is it in good shape? Has it been violated?
Yeah.
So maybe something like that in an area that is probably no less than 1 hour away from a hospital.
Right.
Because of that golden hour.
Major conveniences.
So yeah, about an hour, no more than an hour away from a hospital and major conveniences. So like close enough to a city center, but far enough that I feel like I'm remote. So that something like that would probably appeal to me. Where, I have no idea, but I'm thinking Florida, because I love Florida. I know there's a lot of people that say a lot of negative things about Florida, but I love Florida.
I mean, I get it. People that are coming from the West, also, you guys are so used to the dry heat. We've lived here all of our lives, so we're used to the humidity, and the dry heat cracks our skin, and we have a hard time breathing. So it's complete opposite for us. Although I love the West. I'm not saying I don't. I absolutely love the West. If there was a state that I would settle down in out of all the places I've been, New Mexico is what's closest to my heart.
Yeah, I love New Mexico too.
I love New Mexico. So if I were to settle down stationary in one place and not travel, that's where I would go.
And I mean, again, for reference, like I love Georgia O'Keeffe. So like going to Taos or to her ranch, we went to Santa Fe and I was able to go to her museum. So yeah, New Mexico has a lot of appeal for me as well. The adult campers say that I'm awesome with them. And P.S. they love you too.
Aw. Well, of course. How can you not? No, I'm kidding.
And Lewis says that they had 3 acres and a section was a BW, Boondockers Welcome,
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Keeping up with the big house and acre became a nightmare.
I'm sure. He had invited us to come camp out on his area when we were doing the truck bed. I think it was right before we were going to do the truck bed camping. He's like, you guys are welcome to come stay here.
You still have that property, Lewis?
He's going to have to answer that on chat.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So while we live small, the 20-foot travel trailer, you heard Lou mention a Class B. So that is in our sights. We are looking to, I mean, I want to say downsize more, but in all reality, it's not downsizing because it's basically the same space that we have inside of the RV, just with an engine.
Yeah.
So
the RV that we have right now is 15.7 feet long inside and 7 feet wide inside. So if you take that dimensions and you throw it into one of the Class Bs or even in a truck camper,
and Class Cs, the small Class
the
Cs.
small Class Cs, there's what's it called? Do you remember?
Oh, I'm awful with names. No, I don't remember. She's like, let me pull up my phone. There's one in particular that we have our sights set on.
Yeah, it's the Thor. It's a Thor Majestic 19G, I think it's what it is.
It looks so tiny from the outside, but in reality, in comparison, it's basically the same size as our inside travel trailer, just with an engine in it. So we've been having our sights on that, you know, maybe in the near.
Yeah, it's the Thor Majestic 19G. And then Coleman makes one that's called 19CM, which is a ripoff. It's exactly the same one. One of them ripped it off from each other. It's exactly the same one. And I think Winnebago also has a Class C that's like 20 feet or 21 feet. So like all those things we're constantly throwing around. I mean, obviously the Class B is in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right.
And so that doesn't seem feasible to me in any which way or form.
We are not rich travelers. We are on a tight budget.
The truck camper seems like a good idea too, especially after seeing Mary and Fred's truck camper.
Oh my God.
With the pop-up, just the top, just the roof just pops up, and it has a bathroom and everything. And it might, with some finagling, might work with our F-150. We would probably have to beef up the suspension and make sure we don't drive over 60 when we're towing. So I don't know. I mean, that's also a possibility. Another possibility is just getting a more comfortable tow vehicle for us and keeping the RV.
Right.
You know, because the F-150 that we have is just, it's a basic F-150 and it's very reliable, knock on wood.
What's a 4x4, so it's not basic.
Well, it doesn't have any like...
The luxuries
no fancy
inside.
anything inside.
With the exception of us converting the truck bed into a camper back there.
Right, but we can't drive back.
Yeah, no, we can't.
Where we're driving, it's not very comfortable. It's obviously, I think it was made more like as a worker. Truck. So it's not extremely comfortable inside, and it would be nice to have something that would be more comfortable. We have owned the Ford Expedition, and we find that one to be extremely comfortable, and it's made for that. It's made for families and for you know, kids with the 3 rows and all that, leather seating, all those comforts. There they come again.
I wonder if they can hear it as loud as we... Do you guys hear it as loud as we hear it?
Do you hear them? Can you hear them? So those are all the things that are thrown in the pot, but nothing's going to happen anytime soon.
Truck campers rule. Yeah, I'm sure we'll like it. We'll like it. We got a little jelly when we saw it. When we saw yours.
It's awesome. It's awesome. It's got a full bathroom.
Yeah.
You know, the dining area turns into a bed, so you can have a guest over. It's amazing how much they put in that little tiny space. And that's basically the same size as the inside of our camper right now.
Basically. But we did invest a lot of time, blood, sweat, tears into renovating the one that we have, and it's very homey inside. So it will kind of break my heart to leave it. You know?
Also, Lewis outside, they downsized.
I went from 5,000.
From 5,000 square feet to 500 square feet.
Oh.
and a park model. And it seems like they're in Ocala.
Okay.
We did,
Ocala?
we did the same thing. I mean, we started with a 3,000 square foot townhome. And then from there we went to a 900 square foot 2-bedroom apartment. And then from there we went to a 600 foot 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
And then from there we went to RV. So we went through like all the phases.
Yeah, but his was drastic. That was huge.
Right.
5,000 to 500.
Yeah.
Huge kudos. That is a big drop.
Yeah, that's a big house though. 5,000 square feet. That's like a mansion, Lois. Wow.
And Ocala is an area we've been wanting to go because I know you've mentioned us going to the Ocala National Forest. Yeah. We haven't been yet.
No, I've been.
For Florida, that's on the bucket list, and going to Mariana to visit the Florida Caverns. That's on the bucket list.
Yeah.
Now, the problem with the Florida Caverns is that there are no thousand trails in that area.
No.
So that we will have to dish out cash up front.
Or stay at a Boondockers Welcome.
Yeah, but a lot of times the Boondocker, I think I looked into the Boondockers Welcomes in that area, and they weren't more than like, I think 1-2 nights, maybe even 3. Some bug is crawling on me. Maybe even 3 nights.
Mariana, Florida Caverns, they have a campground too. It's a state campground, so it's not very expensive there at all.
Yeah, that would be cool. I would love to go to the Florida Caverns.
That would be definitely a cool thing to do. I've been to them it was a while back, and I was blown away that anything like that existed in Florida.
Yeah.
So I know that Angie would love it, and I would love to go back.
Not ready to sew. I get it. Oh, so you're traveling while still having your property.
You have a Lance 1985. Is that a truck camper, Louis?
Yeah, because Lance makes travel trailers now too.
Yeah.
So it's not just truck.
They've always made trailers.
They have? Okay. I got introduced to Lance with truck campers, so that was my broad range of Lances.
Yeah, our first RV show, as a matter of fact, was when we saw in
It was a
Tampa.
Lance, yeah. It's one of our highest viewed videos still to this date, and it was a few years ago, and still it's getting hits.
We met, a travel trailer, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Those are amazing. I mean, Lances are built really, really nice.
Lance is a great brand.
Yeah, they're built very nice. 1985, so is that like under 20 feet? Is that what that means? Is that the size of the RV?
Same.
What are you
travels
towing
with
it?
Delaney.
What are you towing it with? Oh, the same as Dara. Oh, that one's nice. That one's got the slide out. That's a lot of space, yeah. That's a nice RV. Travels with Delaney, I think they change their RV every other
Oh my
year or something like
God.
that.
Don't they?
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Patrick and Patty. I feel like every couple of years there's a new RV that they're showing us.
It's like Patrick finds there's something wrong with the RV, and that's it. It's out of here. I'm getting another one. I love that. Be able to do that? That's awesome.
That's
awesome.
They're good people too. They're
Yeah.
really good people.
They're fun people, yeah.
Oh, speaking of good people, I'm missing Bob with Blue Wave Odyssey. They didn't show today.
Well, it's probably Labor Day.
It's Labor Day. We expected it. Yeah, 7 of 7 watching now, so thank you. We did expect it to be a smaller showing with it being Labor Day.
Yeah. Is anyone doing anything special today? Because we didn't do anything. We hid in the RV the whole time. I read on the itinerary that there was going to be a DJ at the pool, and I was like, check, not going to go there.
That means not going. Lou stays away from the crowds.
Yeah.
So that's something we're complete opposites on. I want to be in the middle of the crowd. I want to go to all the activities and all the events. But then I feel kind of lonely and kind of upset going by myself. Not having her come with me, so then I end up not going.
Oh, rain all day. It usually rains on Labor Day for some reason. I don't know why.
It's been raining a lot during our stay. These 3 weeks that we've been here in Orlando, I think it's probably not rained 2 or 3 days.
Maybe 3 days, yeah.
Out of the entire 3 weeks.
Yeah. It rains between 3 p.m. and 9:30 at night. And thunderstorms,
hardcore
thunder that shakes the entire trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
So we haven't been able to do much of anything outside. The first day that we got here, we went to the pool. And that was it. We haven't been back to the pool because every afternoon, once I finish working, it starts raining. So can't do anything.
Yeah. We did go disc golfing and we went to a brewery. We did a day in the life, and we were supposed to play pickleball that day, but we couldn't play pickleball because it started raining.
It rained.
I feel like we did something else, and I don't remember what it was. I don't remember. I guess I have to look at the vlogs. I still have to at it.
I think we went to eat, but that
Oh, the farmer's market.
Oh, yeah,
at Lake Eola.
Yeah, Lake Eola.
That was really cool.
That was a lot of fun.
It's enormous. Lake Eola is so beautiful. Although I wouldn't call it a farmer's market, I would call it more like an artisan fair or crafter market, because I hear farmer's market and I envision produce stands, people selling homemade food, baked goods.
Yeah.
And really there was one produce stand, maybe 3 different people selling food, one person selling desserts, but everything else was art, clothes, jewelry. So I was like, okay, this is not a farmer's market. I was so disappointed. I was looking forward to going and stocking up on tons of produce.
But what we got was really awesome.
We did get some really cool stuff. Yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was a bit of a ride from here though.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was a really long drive. What was it, like 45 minutes, almost an hour? There's something flying around me, these bugs.
It's very buggy.
Oh,
It's very buggy. The other day we were driving our e-bikes. We were going to Walmart, I think, right?
Oh my God.
And when we left here, it was fine. But all of a sudden, as we turned and we're going south from 27, I thought that there was hair in my face because it was like this tickle going on. And I was like, what is this? And since Angie was in front of me, I thought that her hair might be like flying and hitting my face. And I was like driving the bike and just going like that. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, okay, they're bugs.
We were hitting gnats after gnats after gnats. They were just crashing into my glasses, going up my nose. It was like the worst e-bike ride ever. It was awful.
Melanie says that her husband would like a truck camper or something smaller to get places.
Yeah?
Yeah, because they have a 5th wheel.
Oh. Usually 5th wheels are so big. I don't see too often small 5th wheels.
Yeah, and they're very spacious.
So spacious. I'm sure you're comfort leveled in there.
Yeah.
You must feel like you're still at home.
Right. So like I'm willing to like forgo comfort for mobility. Can you guys hear that? Can somebody tell me on the chat if you guys can hear them?
Well, he said yes up there, so I don't know if that was last time we asked.
No, I think it was
to Travels with the
Can
Lake.
you guys hear those cicadas? Can anyone tell me? It's insane. It's kind of creepy.
Yes. They're so loud.
They're so loud, right? It's crazy. And I don't know where the hell they're hiding because it sounds like there's a lot of them. And I feel like if they sound that loud, that there must be like hundreds of them right above me.
Right.
And I can't see them.
Right. I've been wanting to see one in person, like in front of me. I've never seen one in person. I've seen them on video, pictures, but it's like, but I hear them all the time. I just haven't seen one.
Because we're still louder than they are.
Yeah,
because we're Cuban. That's why.
The Cubans.
We're louder than the cicadas because we're Cubans.
Yeah, that stereotype does fit.
It does.
More so with me than with you.
Yeah.
We got a comment the other day. I forget what it was. I think it was the video that you were cleaning the AC and we were talking about all the pine needles that we found in there. Yeah. So we got a comment literally like day before yesterday. The guy said something like, is that person ever gonna speak any louder so we can hear her? Or something like that. I'm like, Louis always talking so quiet. I'm always telling her, raise your voice, raise your voice. When I'm editing the videos, I'm like, if I turn up the volume all the way to hear her, then it's gonna sound like I'm shouting.
But she is shouting. She is shouting. I speak at a normal tone.
No.
You're shouting.
No, it's not a normal tone.
How did Fred get the keyboard?
I guess they're talking amongst themselves.
Keyboard. Fred's in charge now.
Yeah. He's typing.
Mary lost it.
Just like he lost the steering wheel.
We gotta have a little chat with Fred.
We do need to have a little chat with Fred. Women can drive too. We do have a lot more attention to detail.
Let's not get into that.
Okay. Today won't be the talk with Fred. No, okay. Got it.
Does Fred type really slow? Because I don't see anything coming through.
She's like laughing out loud. He was typing. Oh, man.
It's too funny.
Yeah. Well, the last 2 vlogs, well, not last 2 vlogs, the last 2 lives, shared somewhat of negative experiences at those parks. So this time around, we wanted to stay completely away from that. Hence me wanting to talk about the wildlife, because the wildlife always brings joy and happiness. But I didn't have any backup plan. I didn't think, okay, we won't talk about the wildlife for an hour. So I'm like stuck. So now it's up to you guys to like guide me, because I don't know what else to talk about. We haven't had any negative experiences at this park this time. So happy to share that we don't have anything negative to share. It is coming.
Yeah, I like this park a lot because it gives you like a lot of different areas where you could be at.
Yeah.
And when we came here before the last day, the front of the park, there was what they called the new section, was just past the entrance and on the south side of the rec center. And then just as you come in on the south side of the entrance, that was construction. All that area was construction. And we walked around and explored it and everything. And now when we came in, that entire section is built out already.
It's already done. Everything's done.
Built out completely. So now the new section is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
And it was
but
only
the bathrooms are not open yet.
2, almost 3 months time span and difference from the last time we were here.
Yeah.
And it's all done. So Mary and Fred, I know, or even Melody, I know Melody had mentioned that she liked this park too.
Yeah.
I'm sure last time you guys were here, that stuff was all under construction. It's done.
It's done.
Every single spot is
but the bathrooms are not open. The showers and bathrooms are not open yet.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Because it seems like everything is done. Even the storage area as you come in to your right at the very end of the newest section, newest section, they have storage for RVs in the back, and that's finished already. The asphalt is down. They have a nice gate around it and everything.
Yeah. They even told us that they have a waiting list for like the annual leases, because they do rent out annual leases here, and they have a waiting list for that.
So Louis wants to know if we have any plans to travel outside of Florida before the end of the year. Not before the end of the year, no.
Yeah, not this year.
And probably not the beginning of next year either.
There is somewhat talk, but it's not etched in stone yet, possibly spending winter in Northampton. But it might not happen. We were, as a family, we're planning on all getting back together back in like the Boca, Deerfield area for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Right.
But Lou's sister just dropped a bomb on her the other day saying that they might.
Don't know.
They might.
They're just talking.
Okay, go to Northampton to be with our niece up there. And I'm like, I was trying to elbow her, like, let's try to do it. But it's just not in the budget. It's not in our timeline right now.
No, yeah.
So
I'm not really looking forward to driving in the snow. So like, that's not like anywhere in my plans. Yeah. It's something that I would like to do.
Yeah.
But I think for sure.
Bugs are loud.
Yeah, they are, right? I think for sure this year we'll stay here because we have to go back in
November.
In November.
Yeah, November we have doctor appointments.
My niece will be back for the holiday vacation from school, and would like to see her. And then from there we'll probably stay in Florida because it's going to be super cold anywhere else.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of northern Florida. Maybe we'll go to a couple of Boondockers Welcome and do the Panhandle. Maybe we can get up to Mariana and go to the Florida Caverns also.
Yeah.
And then probably the summer when my niece gets back from school, we plan to stay a week with her like we did this last year. Stay a week with her in the South Florida area. And then after that, I think it's when we're going to start entertaining leaving Florida. Hopefully the gas prices have sort of settled down a little bit.
That's a huge contributing factor.
We have an older truck. Our truck is a 2003, and it gets 10 miles to the gallon towing. I know it's not horrible, I know that, but it's still a lot, you know. So in order for us to travel, I would like the gas prices to settle down a little bit more. And I don't know if we would go west or if we would go northeast, to be honest. Because I'm dying to go back to Northampton, the Amherst, Northampton area. That was our last trip in the truck camper. But I'm also not sure that it's fair to go back to do that route when we just finished that route in the truck camper.
Right. I'm dying to go west again.
And go west. And I'm dying to go to Oregon and Washington.
Yeah.
That entire area is really something that I'm really interested in visiting.
Yeah.
And it works out well with Thousand Trails.
Yeah, because there's a lot of them up there.
There's a lot of them out there.
So right now, based on my itinerary, I know through February I have planned out the East Coast. And at that point, we would have finished all of the Thousand Trails in the East Coast. So then after February is probably where I would introduce season 6 and do the west coast of Florida and do all the Thousand Trails collection on that side.
Yeah.
And that hopefully might put us over through the summertime. At that point, we would have finished all of Thousand Trails collection in Florida.
Yeah.
So
maybe we can go to the Keys.
Yeah.
I would really like to go to the Keys.
Yeah, yeah.
Lewis says that he avoids the snow like the plague. Would that be safe to say that you avoid the snow like COVID?
Oh my God.
Is that the plague?
I haven't been in snow since 1998. I haven't experienced snow in New York. I lived there for 2 years.
Yeah. I've been in snow in
98 to
New
2000.
Mexico. I've been in snow. In New York, in Rochester, New York, I've been in snow. But temporarily, just like a couple of days, and then I'm out.
Peace.
Yeah. And I lost control of a Volkswagen Bug in snow. I slid off. There was a highway, and we went under the highway. We were going to Cornell University, and we got off the highway, and it was like a circle that would go under the highway. And as I was coming around the circle, that bug just kept on sliding, and we went down into the embankment. We didn't roll. We stopped right at the embankment, and we got really lucky because we were close to the university, and there was like a team that drove by us. We were standing on the curb just kind of looking at each other like, okay, what do we do now? I was with my sister, and they drove up. They were like in one of those large
the guys
E150 type of vans. They came out and they're like, what's going on? And I was like, oh, well, we slid in the cars down there. And they went into a huddle and they did some sort of chanting. And then they ran down that embankment. They picked up the bug. They came up. They put it back on the highway. They high-fived each other. They got in the bus and waved at us and left. And we were like, what just happened? This was so weird. And nothing happened to the car, thankfully, because it was a loaner. Somebody had loaned me their car to get up there. And then we went to a hotel. So
what an insane experience.
And all the way, we were in New York City, all the way from New York City up to the university. It was really, really cold, and the bug didn't really have a heater. And I look back at the rearview mirror, and I see my sister's legs are up, and I'm like, what is going on with her? So I look back, and I ask her, hey, what are you doing? Right. And she goes, well, this is the way I've got it figured out. So hot air rises, so I've got my feet up on the top because my feet are cold. And I'm thinking, yeah, but cold air drops and your brain is on the bottom, and you're gonna this is why you're going through this, because the brain is not getting the circulation. So, and then we went to the hotel. I remember we had the heater on 85. We were in there in shorts and t-shirts, and we could see the snow from the outside, from the window, and we're like, oh, look, snow, great, that's fantastic. But it was nice and warm inside. And then my sister out of nowhere goes, hey, let's go do snow angels. And I was like, she's not right. Something's not right with her. Something's not right. We never did the snow angels.
Your mom dropped her on the head when she was a baby.
Last time Lewis rode through snow was in 2016 in Kansas. Never again. Towing is a nightmare. I hear you.
I'm sure you would feel that sliding.
Yeah.
That has to be so scary to feel the pull of the kind of fishtailing or sliding over.
Yeah. It doesn't even matter if you're towing. It's just like not fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Driving in the snow. Well, I can tell from the video that it kind of looks like we're losing light a little. We're looking a little dark. And our videos usually last an hour, with the exception of last time because we have so many technical issues. So I think calling it quits 10 minutes early is okay.
Yeah, I think we're gonna call it quits because we're being hounded by the cicadas.
Yeah.
And it's getting dark, and I'm afraid that the bugs are gonna start also. I've already gotten bitten a couple times.
Oh, my phone's over there. Let me see your calendar really quick here. So, whoops, I closed it. So the next live is actually going to be, you closed it on me. Was that the 19th? The next live will be Monday the 19th. Not disclosing where we're going to be broadcasting yet for that one. I usually start disclosing it the day of or the day after on Facebook and Instagram.
But it will be Florida.
But it will be Florida. And it will be a trails collection, one that we haven't been to yet.
Yeah.
So it'll be a first time visit.
Looking forward to that.
So we hope that you guys decide to come back and join us Monday the 19th.
Thank you for being here today.
Definitely. Taking time out of your Labor Day weekend
to spend time
to
with
spend
us.
it with us and listen to us just ramble.
Thank you, Fred and Mary, for holding our hands.
Yes, yes. For those that don't know Fred and Mary, like I think Louis and then was it Imagination? I've never heard of them before. It was cool to see them pop in. I forgot their name.
Inspirational Nomads.
Inspirational Nomads. Fred and Mary's link is in the description. Going forward, I'll be putting our moderators' links in there. So if you want to follow them and give them some love.
We love you, Melody.
We love you, Melody. Even though we haven't met you in person
Doesn't
yet.
matter.
Okay.
We're connected.
We're connected. All the love. All the love.
We're going to call it quits for now. We'll see you on the 19th. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you for being here and spending this time with us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. Bye, guys. I'm going to get up now to go turn off the camera.
There she goes.
Woo! It's hot.